have spawning in the top right-hand corner, the blue Terran. He is Root Gaming Kelazhur.
So glad you did the first one, Jack Attack. And in the bottom, he is the other player in the grand finals, our red Terran player from Korea. Give it up for
Africa Freaks, KeeN. All right, so Kelazhur, big fan of Reapers, one of the best Reaper control that I've ever seen, and pausing will be interesting decision here.
Really nice strategy here, by the way, at the beginning of the best of 7.
Right.
KeeN has kind of got into the game, and he's like, all right, let's do it. Gotta go. And then Kelazhur's like, you know what? Slow your roll.
Mm-hmm.
Pauses the game.
Pause just for a second, and then be like, oh, sorry, go. Bam. Like
Pretty
the moves
nice
coming out from Kelazhur already. I was going to say, super critical to have good ping in the Reaper battles. All that movement prediction and very fast units jumping around all over the place. Very important to have good ping, and so making sure that that's all settled down and he's in a comfortable position. Kelazhur will.
The fact that he is adding that second Rex here.
KeeN. KeeN's going to be saving up quite a bit of minerals. Not in position to... Yeah, there we go. Looks like he's going to be taking a relatively fast expansion. And yeah, Kella doing what he does best. Double racks Reaper opener.
Making Reapers. You know, the thing is, we were talking about this a lot. I was on No Regrets show last night, and we're talking about like players that, you know, have been able to shine in Legacy of the Void as opposed to Heart of the Swarm. And, you know, Kelazhur, his name obviously came up because he's had a lot more success right now. But I also remember that Kelazhur was doing incredibly well at the end of Heart of the Swarm. So it wasn't only just like, oh, Reapers came in, all of a sudden Kelazhur is good. But I feel like he's been finding his kind of groove here. There are other players that are like that as well, who kind of just click a lot better in Legacy. Alive comes to mind too, an old school. And
even
like,
KeeN. These
KeeN
old
too.
school like 2010 Wings of Liberty players.
Yep.
Just like making a move
awesome.
here.
Yeah.
All right. This is not a ramp you want to go up. Oh, I'm gonna try to. Oh wow! Look at that reaction time, so quick. Utilizing that high ground there for a second to give that Reaper a bad engagement, so he turns around.
And that Marine, he kind of the third wheel of this party here, and he's dead, which is what usually happens to the third wheel, I guess. Just die.
Wow! I thought it's just awkward for you for a while, and then at the end of the night, it's just sort of you die. Wow! Death by awkwardness, one of the most awful deaths ever to occur to human beings here. Oh, that was a nice bomb there. Excellent Reaper bomb. It's a tough defense. Oh, no! Kelazhur losing a Reaper.
Really scary,
nice control there. Target firing by KeeN. Excellent job. And good defense so far.
Yeah, if you don't target fire, you get in a lot of trouble there.
Yeah.
KeeN, very, very smart player, and he knows exactly, okay, if I don't survive this part, I might just lose this game straight up. So, I do like the fact that he is going to be able to defend it here. We're going to go into a bit of a later game, and the fact that his tech is getting up there. What is he looking like he wants to do here, though, Jack Attack? You know, he's getting a medevac, he has Hellions.
Well, Kelazhur went for that early 2 rack, so his tech is going to be behind. You can see the medevac of KeeN coming a lot earlier, so he's going to have to deflect any sort of early drops, early harassment at this point in time. It's sort of KeeN's time to shine and do what he does. Kelazhur, though, running through with a couple of Reapers that he saved from the initial attack.
Look at that.
Done.
Oh!
Very well placed. Good movement prediction on the bomb there, but oh my god, he's gonna nice pulling back from KeeN there. We have a weak
target the meal
over here. It could just barely. Very nicely done there. And drops a scan down immediately. KeeN wants to know exactly what's going on. And scans absolutely everything. So great job there. And you see this pretty often, I feel, with like the double Reaper opening. You really have to catch up in army supply because you end up being behind because the Reaper takes so long to build. So we just have a lot of Marines here as a result. And this Hellion force with the drop as well, going to be quite powerful. 2 ships passing in the night, as we often have at this stage in the game.
Yeah, the fact that he's also dropping away. He doesn't have much at home anymore. He used to have quite a few units, but it is going to be up to the siege tank here. And it is not sieged yet here, Jack Attack, so...
Oh, big mistake there. is going to get it sieged in a reasonable amount of time, starting the shelling down now. Nicely done. Good defense here by Kelazhur. In the meantime, he is moving his own drop across, gets scouted by the third base of KeeN, so he will have time to react, but it looks like he's focusing too much on his attack. Drops in both naturals right now. Excellent defense for Kelazhur. And,
the medevac! Oh, it goes down here for KeeN, and now Kelazhur is going to drop into the natural. And KeeN doesn't have anything. He has the siege tank and 2 Marines. And they're not inside of the siege tank, Jack Attack.
He's going to move down after. Forward. Takes down a siege tank. Great. Jumps right out of there. Oh my god, look at that SCV train. So many workers get taken off mining there. He's going to get a couple of free hits off on the orbital. I don't think it'll be going down, but you never know. These Marines don't have a medevac to help them out, so it can make a pretty distinct difference. Stim is done for Kelazhur and not for KeeN. Actually, Kelazhur's going to have combat shields and stim, and KeeN has not started either yet. Wow.
So, I don't know if this is an effect of... Do you think it's an effect of the kind of aggressive openers here, or...
Yeah.
I would assume so, only because, wait, we go to Marine tank, usually.
Well, KeeN went so quickly into that drop, into all of his tech, that he didn't really have enough gas to get the stim and the combat shields just yet, so gets them a little bit later and gets that earlier third command center as a sort of trade-off for that. But oh man, huge drop coming in from Kelazhur, getting in position, double tank. Gotta protect from this Viking. It's a very important Viking, only has 11 hit points left. Oh, but it looks like, oh my god, just staying barely out of range there. Oh, gets killed off. Oh, tank on the high ground. Oh, and he loses high ground vision for just a second and loses his tank. As a result, should have 2 tanks right now, but does not. But it doesn't even matter. 25 partners killed. GG. Kelazhur.
That was actually really smart.
Yep.
Scan and then you target fire the tank on the high ground with his own tank. Or something like that.
Yep. Last night, man, we saw some amazing Reaper micro from Kelazhur on this map. And
we saw the best Reaper of all time. It wasn't even Kelazhur. I think it was not Gumiho, but was it his opponent?
Oh yeah, the greatest Reaper ever.
The greatest Reaper to ever live, yeah.
This is not the greatest Reaper in the world. It's just a tribute. And we have, speaking of Reapers, Proxy Reaper coming in from Kelazhur. KeeN going to be doing his pretty normal build. And we'll have to see if he throws down a second Rax. If he does throw out a second Rax, it will help him quite a bit. He does need a significant force to be able to defend this.
Yeah, and I like the fact that he is going to be sending out the SCV Scout. But I wonder, this is a pretty big map. It's going to take quite a long time to get over there. And he probably already has his build in his head. So by the time that these Reapers are going to be coming out, and then the time that the SCV gets over to Kelazhur's base, I don't know if it's going to be enough time to actually make a difference, the reaction.
Well, I feel like TvT on this map, you almost expect a Proxy Reaper. Out of any map and any matchup, Proxy Reaper is just so strong on this map. You see it so often. And if KeeN has done his homework, you know that Kelazhur, I don't know, probably more than half the time goes for a Proxy 3x Reaper on this map. I feel like just the only thing that I ever see from Kelazhur on this map is a Proxy 3x Reaper.
He's like, you know what? I haven't figured out how to exactly straight up macro, but I think the fact that Kelazhur is so strong in the macro game as well.
Yep. Oh, bunker.
This makes it
down.
really scary. Yeah.
Yeah, he's very much aware. Tossing down a couple of barracks as well. A lot of this is going to come down to
Jack Attack. Here comes the first Reaper for both players.
Nice bomb. Oh man, he can focus down the Reaper now. Oh, and he takes it out. Excellently done. The second Reaper is going to take a long time to get out. He needs to stop this bunker from going down, though. Does not manage to do so. If he can prevent the Reapers from getting in there, that can be a pretty big win for him. But right now, he's got free reign in the base, and he's doing tons of damage.
Yeah, I was wondering, what does the bunker do? It should be by the mineral line, because that is what he needs to protect. Everything here, the production and the mineral line is what he needs to protect. The Reapers don't care about the ramp, so they're probably never going to see that side of the base for the rest of the game because of that bunker being there.
Oh, focusing down the Reaper. Nicely done. Looks like he was trying to use that. Oh my god, GG! Kelazhur up to
gonna take game number 2. Holy crap. This is color, by the way, Jack Attack. This is actually one of the biggest things we need to note here in the series, as we have our purple Terran player from Korea. It is
Africa Freaks, KeeN. And his opponent spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Central Protocol. It is the red turn. Root Gaming Kelazhur.
Remember when you were like, I wonder why they sound like that? I feel like that's like the other voice, you know, whenever Tastosis is like, oh yeah, oh you guys is like always making that funny voice when they're trying to reference to, you know, somebody like hating or giving their input or something. Like they don't ever talk about the game, they always talk about Super Nintendo and stuff.
Oh, tasteless.
But this is actually one of the more interesting maps in the map pool, and
yeah, for sure.
I'm wondering what we are going to see. We already see double gas out of Kelazhur, and I think the thing to do here, if your opponent is afraid of Reapers, you might as well either do it again or, you know, just totally switch it up. Make it look like you're going to do it again, but then also have them make these adjustments to their build that may not be that efficient.
Yeah, especially, you know, the fear of the Reaper is definitely in KeeN after that game, just losing so quickly. And this map being such a strong Reaper map as well. Kelazhur mixing it up here, going for the fast factory. Still opening with a Reaper. Reaper, you know, you're gonna open with at least one Reaper in almost all scenarios. It's kind of like if you don't open with a Reaper, it's you're being greedy. You know, it's a bit greedy play. You can take earlier expansion.
To get your tech out earlier too.
The gas.
Yeah.
Yep. But looks like going to go pretty quickly into a factory here. They're both going to be building at least 2 Reapers, one at a time out of the barracks here. So it'll all come down to Reaper Micro in the beginning for anyone to get an edge.
Yep. I mean, you really have to look at this, right? He's playing defensive with his Reaper. He's sending an SCV scout. You know, he's like, you know what? I don't really want to jump down this cliff because, you know, I mean, I might break my leg. If I do, the jetpack might, you know, malfunction or something. He's not leaving his base right now, Jack Attack. Maybe he's waiting for a few more, though. But I do feel like he is a bit afraid of Kelazhur coming in with his own.
Well, and the thing, too, is if you play this defensive style, you get the defender's advantage, right? So you're going to have your 3 Reapers done when their 2 are at your base or vice versa. So it's going to be pretty nice. Moving out with the Hellion as well. Ooh, Kella just barely seeing the edge of that with the Watchtower, and then KeeN in turn as well. Oh, nice advantage. Moves out of range of the bombs, takes everything out almost.
He can move the Reaper away too, and he doesn't lose a thing.
Lose a single unit. Kella God.
Kella God. Gonna be moving in, and what does KeeN have at home? It looks like not a lot. He's going for Cloak Banshees. But,
yeah, the Banshee is gonna help a lot here, so it won't be this, like, absolute scary, what do I even do? He has so many more units than me kind of scenario, because you get that hard counter going on. But it will delay the Banshee potentially from getting in there. And Kelazhur is still building Reapers, by the way.
That he is, and he's also going for that Liberator, and then he went for the Viking. You're going to notice here that KeeN did lower the supply depot, and it's mainly to get all of the units into a funnel so that the Hellions can get the best damage to them, but I don't think Kelazhur is going to actually fall for that. No, he's going to go on home.
Yeah.
And get his Viking, the Liberator!
Oh, Cloak is not done. This is actually one of the few moments where I don't know which unit is faster. Oh my god, the Liberator is a faster unit.
Than a Banshee. Oh my god.
Yeah, actually.
Cloak is going to finish so soon, Jack Attack. Is it going to be in time?
Oh! Like, Kelazhur.
He hasn't lost a unit yet. He might lose one here because it is starting to get a bit dicey.
He doesn't care about a perfect game as much as we do. He's just like, I just need to win. But we're just like, come on, Kelazhur.
Come on. Game. Somehow you can lose this game even if you don't lose a unit, but...
Yeah, this will be the 17th win in a row in this tournament if he takes this. And he's in a good position too right now.
Well, he's going to go to the middle of the line with the Liberator,
Cutting down all of the income of his opponent. If you check out the income tab, it's going to drop to 0 pretty quick here.
Except for that one brave SCV that like continues to mine. I will mine this gas. The Vespene must be harvested. And this is a very scary situation here for KeeN. He does have a Raven. I don't believe he has put down the auto turret just yet. But with the Cyclone, I think that's actually one of the...
Oh my god, it has so much damage on it. Oh my god.
What? GG!
17 games in a row. Kelazhur is making KeeN look like...
What is happening?
He's making KeeN look like a foreigner. 4 games in a row, it's
Africa Freaks, KeeN.
And his opponent in the top left, going for the perfect season. Give it up for your resident Brazilian, but he is in California right now. Give it up for
Root Gaming Kelazhur.
all right. So one of the things I want to point out about Kelazhur really quick, because I got some sick inside information. Kelazhur is one of the very few players that just has this amazing bulletproof mentality where he's not the kind of player who blames David Kim. He doesn't blame balance. He pretty much doesn't get salty. He's just this like steel trap mentality. He takes accountability for his mistakes. And I feel like that's been his driving force, pushing Kelazhur forward through all this time, allowing him like the optimal speed of improvement. And that's just sort of all coming together here in Legacy of the Void.
who's like that as well. I think TLO, very important.
Yeah, TLO, very chill. Neuro, of course. Yep. M. Canning, actually. M. Canning, one of the very few streamers that will, on stream, like take accountability for his mistakes. Like, fantastic mentality.
Okay, I like that. I think that's one of the most important things in SE2, mentality. How you approach the game and how it actually affects you in a long period of time. Obviously, the mechanics are very important, and then general game knowledge and understanding, you know, kind of trump it at a certain level. But
yeah, well, I mean, I think that's one of the things, right? StarCraft is such this like amazing, complex game. There are so many different factors and variables that add up into making you a great StarCraft player, and they all sort of have a lot of synergy with each other, and they all are very important. KeeN, excuse me, going for a pretty fast command center over here.
Yeah.
And Kelazhur going for a much faster starport, so
he has double gas here, Jack attack as well.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I don't know if he did make a Reaper, so he will be able to scout. KeeN's Reaper went to the bottom left, and it is not going to see it, but look at this. Wow, this is actually really good by KeeN. He will get the first shot.
Nice. Very nicely done. He bombs his way out of there. It's really cool. The Reaper and the Adept both have these little mechanics that allow them to be aggressive because they have retreat options with that bomb and shade. Kelazhur opening again with the single Liberator. I really like this play. It allows him to be aggressive, and also we saw in the other game deal with any sort of Banshee shenanigans. No Banshee shenanigans coming in this game, but by the way, KeeN has duped him. Kela got duped hardcore, and he is going to be running through here quickly. Oh, we have a bit of an ambush up here. Will it be enough? Will he prevent all the scouting? Oh, nicely done. He didn't even see the lack of expansion. He wasn't even close enough to see whether or not there was an expansion there. Really nice denial of scouting there by Kelazhur, who has built 3 Reapers. Really, really like this. Building a 4th as well. Just this idea of he's not going 2 racks Reaper, but he just keeps building Reapers because
he just continues to,
he can utilize them into the mid game.
Production structures, Jack attack. That's why.
Yeah, it's about good macro and good micro.
I just realized here, KeeN doesn't have too much here. He's trying to pull some SCVs to repair his supply depot, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. He's losing a lot.
Is already worth it for this attack.
On the other side, there is a heli in here for KeeN, and it will get surrounded, unfortunately. And I just realized, I know we come from the same kind of childhood. This is literally the KeeN and Kelazhur match.
Oh my god! How did we miss that for this long? It's KeeN versus Kelazhur. Oh my god! Someone make a meme. I need to see some.
Like,
oh my god! He just breaks through. Is this it? Is this the end of the game? Is this how he wins?
This is it.
What's even going on? This is ridiculous.
He lost the Hellions. Very important that he did lose those. The Viking will land, and if
oh my god! Oh my god!
Kela, no, I don't know, man. He's losing so much.
Target firing.
But he has great damage that he has done so far.
Oh my god.
11 workers went down.
KeeN and Kelazhur, dude, that blew my mind. It was like at a really important part. We were supposed to be hyping up the match, but I couldn't deal with it.
KeeN and Kelazhur. Like, what? What?
KeeN and Kelazhur.
So, honestly, this was a situation where I feel like Kelazhur did have an opportunity to end the game there, but KeeN was really good at least making sure that he didn't panic too much. I know he like froze his SCVs for a bit, but he was able to surround it, got every one of those units killed, and now he can go into what it is that he wants to do, which would be a more defensive posture with his command center as well as the Cyclone.
Yeah, and Kelazhur here looking very nice in terms of economy. After that whole trade, killed a lot of workers, so he gets the advantage there, and he's going to be a nice spot. So again, KeeN goes for, and this I feel like this happens in every single TvT that Kelazhur plays. His opponent goes for faster command center, but his early aggression just prevents them from getting any value out of it.
Yep. We'll see if this is going to work out, and I feel like this is the perfect map for that to happen, level at crest. Excuse me, it's a very, very open natural, and we haven't seen KeeN able to get very offensive. So, like, finally, the fact that he's, going for the Cyclone, it's another defensive unit that you can use to be offensive after you are done defending. I feel like the reason why we haven't seen...
Cyclone might be able to get this Banshee here. Nicely done.
All right, KeeN
here.
Yep, definitely taking it on
Get
here.
back in position, starting to take back this game. He does have the earlier orbital command, which will help as far as mules and SCV production. So we can see that KeeN already caught up in workers, starting to get into more mid-game macro game, which I don't think we haven't seen yet. Kelazhur has been like just crushing in the very early game. I think KeeN, if he hopes to come back here, he'll need to be able to take it to the mid to late game for the rest of the series.
I agree 100% here, but it's not like Kelazhur goes for these builds and then he's just done. He's already getting the stim, and he also has +1 on the way. This Banshee only gonna get 2 kills about, look at the plan here, of our Brazilian player. Looking like he does want to go into that bio tank once again. And KeeN, he made the Cyclone, which means that it wasn't going to be a siege tank. And he's playing in a kind of more scared way, but I like this double drop.
Oh, very nice drop over here, but Kelazhur's got tanks in position. He's going to have to get this tank out of there. KeeN, woo, just barely saves that tank, gets it out of there, gets 4 worker kills, and starts to even out that worker count. Very important here. KeeN has been a little bit ahead on army supply and a little bit behind on worker supply for a lot of this game, and is able to trade out some of his army for economy there at a point where it's pretty difficult to counterattack. That Banshee coming in there, getting pushed off, but does have 3 kills to its name.
But I think it's very important that KeeN gets onto the map and does some damage to Kelazhur. He hasn't really been disrupted. And I think that is something that we need to note. A lot of these games that we've been casting, or at least watching so far, is Kelazhur going in, getting an advantage Reaper, going in and keeping KeeN on the back foot. If we can allow KeeN to at least do a little bit of damage to Kelazhur, maybe it'll kind of break his rhythm. And
yeah, and then the thing of like the Artosis motto, which we all know and love, when you're ahead, get more ahead. Kelazhur has pushed into upgrades much faster than KeeN after getting ahead in that initial engagement, and has been able to keep his worker supply ahead for this whole time. So that's more and more and more money moving in. However, I don't think we have any third CCs on the map right now. So this is very defensive 2-base play for both players, really not wanting to lose out super quick here.
No, they do not. It is so tense right now here. KeeN is on his last life at the moment. Kel loves orange soda, of course, but he picked red, which is kind of close to orange, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's as close as you can get.
This is pretty intense, because here comes the push jack attack, and we have 2 tanks to about 5... Oh, no, 4 tanks at the in total for KeeN, by the way. I thought it was only 2 at the front. But a 3rd one will join it, and there are 2 inside of the main.
Triple tank-evac, quite strong. His opponents will have triple tank-evac as well. But getting into a nice position here, 3-on-1 tanks in the top. Saves that tank just barely. Oh, KeeN takes it out as well. Nicely done. However, a lot of Marines coming in over here, stimming in. Excellent job by KeeN here, saving the tanks. He is just about tied in tank here. Very important. Also that Viking, allowing him to have air control. If he can move forward, if he can just save this, hold on just long enough, KeeN can come out, but it's going to be a very, very difficult defense.
Targeting down the command center.
Oh, he's going to take out one of the tanks on the side. Oh, man, the command center taken out. But moving forward here, going to be able to take out maybe both of these. Oh, Kelazhur just abandoning the tanks. A bit of a mistake, but keep in mind, just with the elimination of that base, put KeeN in such an awful
killer instinct
spot.
mode. But it puts him in a killer instinct mode, and the fact that he lost the tanks, one of his most defensive units, it means that KeeN is going to be able to push across the map with about 3 tanks here in medevacs, and Kelazhur only has 2, which is actually pretty good, I would say. I mean, if it was 5 to maybe 1 or something like that, it might be a little bit more difficult. But the fact that
Kelazhur hadn't gotten such a big lead in the early game, this would be really scary.
This would be
really scary attack.
But he could have saved those tanks for sure.
Yeah, but unfortunately, for KeeN, Kelazhur has exactly what he needs to deal with this. Such a bigger army. He's going to land his tank evacs first. Very important. There is a small delay after you land the tank from the medevac. So making sure you have yours down first means that you get the first shot off. Very, very important in this situation.
This is really good because, you know, it means that KeeN is all in. He has not decided to make another command center. He might float his other one, but I mean, he's on the edge. He's going. He's getting a good spread here. Kelazhur has more units, though. He's pushing in. I believe they both have +1. I think that KeeN is going to be able to take out the tanks of Kelazhur, but Kelazhur
will it be enough? The Marines on the ground are very low. More tanks. Oh, he's taking out the tanks. No more tanks left for Kelazhur and 3 for KeeN. If he can micro these, oh no, he loses a tank to splash damage. Pretty big mistake, but so many workers being killed there. 16. This might turn the tide back for KeeN here. Moving forward. Oh my God, another tank almost getting taken out. In the meantime, 22 workers being killed. This is maybe exactly what KeeN needs here. He's pushed in the supply lead. 28 workers killed.
Imagine having those 2 tanks that he abandoned back in that earlier engagement. I think KeeN is going to push it on through. Down go those tanks at the front, the command center. He says, you take mine out, I take yours out. And 30 workers have died in the past less than 30 seconds.
God. That is such a great push here from KeeN. It was a difficult first battle. He managed to get advantage, and then with just superior micro and control positioning, KeeN taking that fight, and Kelazhur, like you said, ooh, that's a big deal here. These 2 Vikings taking out a tank evac. 1 tank evac very low over here. Could be taken out as well. Does get dropped. Is going to force a liftoff here. In the meantime, long distance mining is KeeN this entire time, not even bothering to lift off. He is so all in right now. Especially if you look at the upgrades as well. Upgrades so far ahead for Kelazhur. Kelazhur just needs to hold on if he wants to win this game and have a perfect ASL season, but KeeN is making that very difficult right now with some excellent play. Oh, those Vikings getting very close to the Marines. Gotta be quite careful.
This is actually not, like, over just yet, but...
No, definitely not.
If Kelazhur can hold on, the longer it goes...
Kelazhur's got a huge gas bank. Look at that. He just can't spend it because he doesn't have the minerals. He had to lift off his main.
He needs a spire.
Yeah, man, he needs a spire so he can mute a switch. Poor guy.
Tank is going to be that.
Oh, he's got to be really careful about this. Oh, no. And, lifting up Vikings in the medevac. The cutest play ever. Goes to Kelazhur. I don't know about that move out there. I don't think he had the forces to be able to contest that siege tank.
He didn't need to, but what he needs to try to do is chip away at that army because he has the economy. He can replenish a lot more than KeeN can. KeeN is on his last legs. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he pulled the boys.
I don't know why KeeN's not lifting off at this point. He's getting 1 worker mining gas, and that's all he's getting from that. He's just so focused on this attack, or he wants to keep the income constantly flowing. He doesn't want that tiny little gap. All right, here we go, Kelazhur. He's got to kill this tank. Very important part of this push, pulling the boys a bit. And he's focused now. The tank evac gone.
Kelazhur for the perfect season.
He's gonna
do it. He's gonna. Check attack.
It's not over yet. Not by a long shot. KeeN's got 32 workers to Kelazhur's 11. But he GG's. Kelazhur with the perfect season. ASL 18-0. 4 O's KeeN. The new foreign hope.
Viva Brasil!
Kelazhur.
Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to support the ASL by hitting the button now.